This is another oil changing video on a 2018 Chrysler Pacifica. I'm going to go step by step and show you exactly how to do it. Let's get started. So the first and most important thing before you do anything is make sure you pop your hood. Pop the hood. Before you start draining any oil or doing anything else, pop your hood. So once that's done, then you're all set to start getting ready. So I like using a piece of cardboard, especially on these lower cars. I'll use the cardboard, put it down so I can slide nice and easily underneath the car. Underneath this Pacifica, you have this access panel right here. This is the access panel for the oil drain. You can use a short flathead screwdriver and you're going to turn it counterclockwise. And it comes right down. If you push this to one side, you can wiggle it out and it'll come completely out. If you look up, there's the drain plug right there. Grab the bucket to drain everything in and a 13mm wrench. And put it on there. It's a little tight. So I usually use the second one. Now I like to loosen this thing all the way up by hand. And I go until it's completely loose, and once I see it dripping a little bit, I'll pull back and out. Once you get the drain plug out, clean it up and take a look at it. So this is a drain plug. It has a built-in seal. It's not removable. If it's damaged, you're gonna have to replace the whole plug. Some of the older cars have a drain plug and a fiber washer that seals. The fiber washer is replaceable. This is not replaceable. If you have to replace it, if it's damaged, you're gonna have to replace the whole plug. Once the oil has done draining, I'll put the plug back in. I'll clean the surface a little bit. And I'm gonna put the drain plug right back in. You don't have to crank this down. Just like to keep it snug. So the oil filter is right in here. It's a canister filter, and this is where it's in. To open that up, you're gonna need a 15/16 socket with a long extension and a drive. What you do is place that on top and gently turn. There you go. Just like that. This is the cover. This seal I'm going to be replacing. And this is the filter. What you're going to do is pull it right out, just like that. There is, just double check, right here, there's an O-ring, which I'm double checking to make sure it is. You can see it slightly when I move. It's at the bottom. I like always checking to make sure they're on there because you don't want to leave anything in the engine. I'll show you better on this camera. So right here is an O-ring. I always like to make sure it's on there. This is the filter I'm using. The Mobile 1M1C 456A. It comes with the new canister filter and the new O-ring for the housing. You can see on this brand new filter where that O-ring is. This is what I do. I always like to check, make sure that O-ring is on there when I take off the old filter. Be it a canister filter or a regular oil filter. And then we just take this and slide it right in. and you hear it click. To get these seals off, you can use a small screwdriver, and all you're going to do is put it under this corner, raise that up, and all you can do is just walk it around, just like that, and it'll come right out. Another thing that you can use, put this one back on real quick, is if you have a pick tool, same thing, just put it in there, pull up, and this one has the edge, you can just walk it all the way up and around, pops right out. From this point forward, don't use a dirty rag anymore. I like using the clean rag. Since I'm putting a new seal on here, I'll just clean this off. I'll get in there, I'll get in the groove, just like that. Make sure there's no debris, anything in there. Once that's clean, I'll grab my oil, open this up. I'll grab the new O-ring, and before I put it on, make sure your gloves are clean. I opened it up. Once it's opened up, I'll flip it upside down, open it up again, and by doing that, I got oil on top of the case. I'll put my finger on that, and then just rub it all along. And all I'm doing is just lubing up this O-ring. Put the cap back on the oil, and then you can do this by hand. If you want to use a tool, you can use a tool, but don't stretch it too much. Just try to get it just like that. Just walk it down. And what I like to do is I like to make sure this isn't twisted. There is a fine line you can see. I want to make sure it's pretty much straight on the same side. And it's seated. That's it. And all I do is put it back on and screw it on by hand. Sometimes you might have to, if you can't catch the threads, what you can do is put it in place and turn it backwards. You'll feel it seat. Once it's seated, then start turning clockwise so you can tighten it down. Grab the 15/16 again. And now this is a type of plastic, so you don't want to crank this thing down, you just want to snug it down. So I'm turning, I can feel that the O-ring is being seated. And you feel that? You heard that? And then once it's snug on there, that's it. I'm not going crazy to tighten it. I'm done. It calls for 0W20. I'm using 5W20. It is springtime, and they were out of the 0W20. Does it really make a difference? Not really. A little heavier oil, but since we're getting into the summer, it doesn't really matter. So that's in, take that up, and I'll start pouring the oil in. One thing that you have to be careful with these cans, especially with these wide filling necks, once you unlock it, you have this ring down here. It doesn't happen too often, but you don't want this ring coming apart. See how this is? And falling into your engine. You don't want this in your valve train. On some cans, they're looser than others, but if you snag this on a piece of metal in the oil filler, it can pull it right out, all right? I put 5 quarts in, and put on the oil cap. Now I'm going to start it up and make sure there are no leaks. We're in the car, and I don't see any oil lights on. I'll go through the menu. Oil temp is 152, it says. The car was warm when I changed it. Pressure is at 31 psi, so pressure's good. It says hold OK to reset the oil life. If I press OK now, it says to reset oil life, engine must be off with ignition and run. So that will be done after I shut the engine off. What I'm gonna do now is go check for leaks. I'll look up on top, make sure there's no leaks coming up anywhere around the oil filter housing. I'll also take a look underneath. There's nothing on here, and we're good. So I'm gonna go shut the engine off. Once that is all done, the last thing you need to do is check the level of the oil. On the oil dipstick, if you can see, there's a cross-hatched area in between these two marks, which is where the oil should be, and that's when you know it's the proper level. Anything above the top hole going towards the handle is too much oil. Anything below this bottom hole is too little oil. You're gonna have to add oil. So all you do is grab it, pull it out, wipe it down, make sure it's clean, put it back in. If you can see, it's just above, maybe about 3/8 of an inch between the two holes, almost a half. I'll add a little bit more, another half a quart, and it'll be fine. Even if I leave it like this, it'll be fine. As long as the oil is in between those two marks, you're okay. On these bottles, you can also see on the side, if you keep it vertical, you'll see where it's at. We'll put it in. And you also have to give it some time for the oil to get down to the bottom of the oil pan. It's almost at the bottom of the top hole. That's pretty much full. I'll leave it just like that. There's also, it can go a little bit higher on because it does take some time for oil to get from the top of the engine and the valve train all the way down to the oil pan. So you don't want to overfill it, because if you overfill it, you're going to have to drain it. I'll grab the 13 mil, put it on here, make sure it's tight. That's good. I'll check the top. I'm going to check everything before I put that plate back on so I don't forget anything. So that's it. Perfect. I'll grab this cover and I'll place it into the slots first. And this fits right in. If you're unsure which way to turn, if it's hard in one direction, do it the other direction. I'll head back in and I'll put it into the run position. It's coming through. I'll give it a second. And now I'll go back to that menu, oil pressure, and I'm gonna press and hold the OK button, which is right here on the steering wheel. And it's reset. I'll let go. And that's it. That's how you reset the oil life. On a lot of these new cars, all you have to do is just look at the display. It'll tell you what you need to do. It's at 100% and we're good. I'll turn this back off. So that's it. That's the oil change on a 2018 Chrysler Pacifica. This is a 3.6 liter engine, and these engines have been used in a lot of cars. So this procedure is pretty much the same with most of the cars that are 3.6 liters that come from Chrysler or Jeep. They might be set up a little different, the way the oil filter is or the drain plug, depending on the oil pan and the chassis it's in, but pretty much they're all going to be the same. Well, that's it. Hope this helped you change your oil. Thanks for watching Tricky's Workshop, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.